Hello, my chocolate chip cookies. What's up? It's the Culture Man here, investigating your favorite days. And of course, right after top 10 worst days, I need to follow that up with some positivity with top 10 best days of 2024. So, yeah, again, 2024 is not a bad year at all, nor is it that great of a year. And yeah, that was kind of a letdown because I was really expecting great things by studying in USC. But obviously, because I am Enoch, so everything that happens to me has to be mundane. So, or most of the things happen to me have to be mundane. There's some honorable mentions. We have November 27th to December 1st, which is not too long ago. Why? Because it's Thanksgiving break and I got to sleep, and that's a huge deal. I also officially released my short film and I got a lot of praise for it, so I'm really happy about that. Link in the description. November 1st is also a pretty good day because I went to set and that set was fucking awesome. Yeah. I also went to a college party for the first time in my life, and honestly, it's not that big of a deal. I didn't go to a frat party because if I go to those, I probably end up dismembered in a ditch. But I went to a party and I dressed up as an emo boy because that's who I am in the inside, and it was fine. Fuck. And the other honorable mention is March 15th, where I went to Santa Barbara. And the reason why it didn't end up in my top 10 is because Santa Barbara is kind of boring. I went there solo and I did nothing. At some point, I had so little to do, I decided to sit on a bench for like a whole hour. Welcome to Santa Barbara, I guess. So now we move on to our number 10 spot, which is September 6th, the day before my birthday, but also technically my birthday because this September 6th in America is September 7th in Hong Kong. So I woke up with great news from the heaven, and that news is that I got a job. Now, if you have watched my vlogs for the last 3 years or so, you know that I've been trying to find a job nonstop ever since I've come to the US. And that dream has finally come true. I got a job, I got paid for a whole semester straight, and I'm a happy boy, and I can put that on my resume. On the same day, I decided to, do a little bit of a celebration for my happy birthday, and I went to my good friend Cliff's apartment, and I got high on marijuana, and I felt nothing. I physically felt something, but psychologically, I feel nothing because my mind is a fortress. Some chemicals cannot penetrate my mind. But yeah, I am not that interested in substance abuse, and I don't really have that inclination to try again. Let's be honest here. Number 9 is December 16th last year. Um, so not this year because it's not the 16th yet. Last year. And this is, I was still in Hong Kong, and it was like the one of the last few days I spent in Hong Kong, and I remembered just hanging out with Pink, which is this girl who I've been friends with for Jesus Christ. It's been like 6 years since I've known her. Jesus Christ, I feel old. But yeah, both, I guess especially her, let's be honest here, she's gone through a lot of emotional trauma, and I'm just happy she's doing well. I'm just happy she's doing fine for the most part. For the most part. We went to try Sushiro together, which is a sushi chain restaurant in Hong Kong that I've been dying to try for like 1.5 years, and it was good. And then on the same day, she was like, "Hey, I'm free later. Let's like hang out even more." So I was like, "Oh, actually, I thought about buying nice clothes because hey, I'm going to USC. I need to dress nice because everyone here dresses like a fashion model." So we went to Causeway Bay and we bought clothes, and she helped me pick out some clothes, and then we went to Taiku and I bought some Blu-rays, and it was a really nice hangout. It's one of those hangouts where I did not expect to be this nice, but it ended up being really nice, like really wholesome ending to a trip to Hong Kong, I guess, like an interlude. Okay, number 8. It is January 12th. Yeah, again, back in Cliff's apartment. It's his birthday, and it's a big party. It's a big birthday party. Lots of people are included, and again, I was included. I was invited, and I socialized, and people talked to me and smiled. And I know for a lot of people, it's like a normal thing. Like, ooh, wow, people acting nice and stuff. Wow, crazy. But to me, it is crazy because 4 or 5 years ago, this shit wouldn't happen to me. I would be invited to nowhere and people wouldn't talk to me. But now people do because the world has changed. So, thank you very much. Number 7 is November 20th. So both number 7 and 6 are also about short film sets, even though film sets are extremely tiring and exhausting. Sometimes they're just amazing. And that's November 20th, when I was on a film set for a virtual production, and it was extremely chill. I was in the art department, and I didn't do much because it's a virtual production. So all of the scenes are filmed in front of a giant LED screen. All I have to worry about is the props. And so it was really chill, but also on that day I socialized with people a lot, especially with a friend that I made. His name is Christian, and I suspect I'll be working with him more in the future. But being able to make friends and enjoy a film set and have everyone around you being so nice is truly a rare gem, and I had a lot of fun on that set.
You know your brain, like, scientifically is not supposed to,
Hey guys, I'm Jason Momoa, and I love the beach. I go there every Thursday. I love my wife. That moves on to number 5, which is pretty much the same thing, May 17th to 31st. That's a long period of time. That's like 2 weeks long. But within these 2 weeks, I helped on 2 short film sets. One is called, yeah, I'm not even going to name them because they're not even out yet. I wouldn't want to leak anything. But one of them is 2 overnights, which 2 overnights in downtown LA sounds like a terrible idea. But again, I was on set with a lot of people I already know, and I did a lot of things that I enjoyed doing. I did art, and even though my phone fell on the ground and the screen cracked, but it was a great experience. Same with the other set, which was way more physically demanding, even though it's not overnight. But we filmed on a soundstage. It was big, it was cozy, it was comfy, and also the art department was so good. Like, a lot of film sets usually have dramas, director arguing with the DP or the AD arguing with whatever, but there's no drama in the art department. Everyone got along really well, and our production designer and art director would take us out to dinner after the film set, and we would go to karaoke. We went playing snooker at some point. Like, this never happens. Like, I go to film set, after set, I go home, and that's it. But for some reason, when I was in the art department for that set, I just, like, after set, they would be like, oh, let's go to karaoke, let's, like, have dinner together. And I'm just like, what? That was fun. That was crazy. I was so tired, but it was actually, like, not only am I making important connections, but I'm also genuinely enjoying filmmaking. And that's all that matters in filmmaking, is that you enjoy the process. Speaking of film, we now arrive at number 5. Okay, so this is actually number 5, and that is October 23rd. I saw Chan Min-to, so it's pretty self-explanatory. Chan Min-to, one of the most, I would say, not top tier, but like A tier celebrity in Hong Kong, who has been appearing in tons of films like Infernal Affairs, which is one of my favorites ever, and Initial D, which is a very mid movie. Chan Min-to, I saw him. So I didn't just run into him in USC. I actually knew he was going to be there. Now that makes a difference. Running into a celebrity, pretty cool. Going to a celebrity knowing that he's going to be there, now that's something else. My friend John L texted me on Monday saying, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you help guest invite these people to USC because they're going to film a video there? And I'm like, sure. And he's like, oh, it's Chapman Toe. And I'm like, okay, I will come. So literally on that day, I skipped class and I went to see Chapman Toe. And 4 other people who were like beside him, filming the video with him. And I got to talk to him for like a couple times, and it's pretty cool. And he even treated us to lunch, which is all part of my master plan. Okay, number 4 is June 11th. I graduated. But the thing is, I didn't even plan to graduate because this is a community college and I plan to transfer with my credits. But nonetheless, I got an email saying, hey, you got a bachelor's degree in liberal arts, which is basically a bullshit degree they would give to everyone. So technically, I can walk in the graduation ceremony. And since a lot of my friends are also going, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. So I went. I didn't even have a cap and gown. I just went up to a counter and they were like, oh yeah, we got free cap and gowns. Even though they're not supposed to be free, they're supposed to be $50. But I got it for free and I walked. And it was so silly because I didn't care at all. It's not that important of an event, but because it's not that important, I had a lot of fun. So yeah. Number 3, April 5th, CAMS Fest. So CAMS Fest is a film festival organized by USC for USC, and it is a film festival for cinema and media studies students, aka me. So I submitted my short film Love and Death, and oh my god, I was chosen. Out of 40 something short films, I was one of the 12 short films that got chosen. So that's a pretty good deal. And my short film was the last short film to screen in the entire festival because my short film was the longest and it's also the slowest and like very artsy. And people enjoyed it and I was really happy. And the thing is, I knew 0 people going into this festival. But after this festival, I got to make friends with 1 and eventually 2 people. And what surprised me is that normally people associate USC with Hollywood. So, not artsy, just mainstream crap. But the films in this film festival, they're pretty artsy. And I was pretty surprised. Okay.
After our last film of the night will give us all the answers.
Here's Love and Death in the Dying Land of Hong Kong by Nok Lai.
Now we move on to number 2, July 4th to 6th. Now, what happened in this period of time is that on July 4th, no, it's not American Day, no, it's Anime Expo. Now the thing is, I was actually pretty underwhelmed by Anime Expo because I planned all this stuff, I planned to go see this YouTuber, I plan to go see this voice actor, I plan to go to this booth, I plan to go to this booth, and my entire plan was destroyed because I did not expect Anime Expo to be this big. I've never been to LA Anime Expo. This is my first time. I did not expect this place to be this big, and I did not expect how much time it takes for me to look at things and to line up. So because it's my first, usually everyone's first time in Anime Expo is like terrible because nobody really anticipates how crowded and how big it's gonna be. This place is freaking huge. I've been to Hong Kong Anime Expo twice. And LA Anime Expo is like 6-7 times more than that. Maybe even 10 times. Like, I'm fucking serious. Hong Kong Anime Expo is like 1 or 2 halls. The LA Anime Expo, they rented out the entire LA Convention Center. That's like 3-4 halls, plus there's a canteen. And then, as if that's not enough, they also rented the freaking JW Marriott Hotel beside the Anime Expo because why not? So it was a lot, and it sucked that I could only go for the first day, which is the day where not a lot happens. But next year, I may go to all 4 days because I don't want to miss out on any of these events. But looking back, I realized I had a lot of fun. The thing is, at around that period of time in July, I I was always alone in my room and I felt bored all the time. I was not talking to people all that much. When you're always in your own bedroom for days and you don't hang out with friends, and then suddenly you show up in Anime Expo and there are tens of thousands of people, lots of noise, lots of colors, lots of lights, it's overwhelming. And in a good way. In a way where it felt like a fever dream. like and the fact that I didn't have a lot of sleep that day and I was outside at the Anime Expo for like over 12 hours made it feel even more like a fever dream. I just feel like I was transported to a different universe, and in that way it actually felt kind of fun. And I also went with two friends, and I got to meet up with them and then leave, and then meet up with them again and then leave. But I wish I just planned things out a bit better next year. Also, on July 6th, I went back to Anime Expo, even though I didn't have the ticket for that day. But I went back to a Hololive fan meetup because I'm a nerd. I get it. But yeah, I went to a Hololive fan meetup out of curiosity, and it was fucking great. It was sweaty. It was disgusting. It was full of nerds and cosplay, and somehow it's entertaining as hell. So, and the CEO of Hololive actually showed up himself, and I was really excited. And then in between those 2 days, I had an editing session with Tova, who is a girl who I've been working with because we're editing a documentary to expose an evil professor, so that's cool. Now we move on to number one, best day of the year, and drum roll please. August 17th. So August 17th is the last day of summer holiday for me. It was the last day of summer holiday in Hong Kong, and I had to go back to LA. Literally on that day, my plane flies. But right before I could leave and go back to LA and resume my terrible, not so interesting life, I got WhatsApp text from my good friend Leia, who tells me that, because she's graduating in Hong Kong University, she's asking me if I want to come to a photo shoot with her. And I was like, sure. Even though I literally have a flight to LA at night. But in the morning, I woke up early just so that I could do the photo shoot with her. Because she's a good friend, and, this is important. Like, I only get to see my friends in Hong Kong, like, once a year or twice a year. So I went, and she's like, oh, by the way, some familiar faces will return. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I went to Hong Kong University to meet up with her, and oh my god. A lot of people I used to know returned. People like Jordana, Adam, Topher, Marty showed up. A lot of people in Bean Gang. Again, if you're out of touch with my channel, you probably have no idea who I'm talking about. It's okay, I will elaborate. Tom, Hans, Hector, a lot of people I used to know. And I completely did not expect that, and I was not prepared for that. And the thing is, this scenario is something I've dreaded for 4 years. And that's not an exaggeration. After the DSEs in 2020, I've accepted the fact that my old life is over. The people I used to know in secondary school, I'll probably never see them again in my life. And I'm just going to abandon them all, and I'm going to move on. I'm going to go to the US, and I'm going to start a new life and make new friends. Because I fucked up. I fucked up my social life. My first 18 years of my life, I fucked up. I did not make a lot of friends. I'm awkward, I'm cringy, and I made everyone dislike me. Probably. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. But a small part of me fantasized the day I get to reunite with these people. But instead of the timid, skinny, cringy, dumb Enoch, they're going to see a mature, a more muscular, a taller, and just a happier and more confident Enoch who has talents, who isn't invisible, who has things to say, who has meaning, who has importance. I want to be someone who walks into a room and people notice me. I want to be known. I want to be validated. Because all my life, I feel like I'm invisible. I feel like I'm not important, and I hated myself for it. But at some point in 2020 and 2021, I realized, yeah, this is just a fantasy. It's a pipe dream. I'll never see these people again. Let's just abandon this and move on and just start a new life, because there's nothing I can do. And then this shit happens. And honestly, I'd say it's a good day because of how important this is to me. This isn't all the people I used to know, but this is like 1/3 of everyone I used to know in secondary school. And Topher, for example, when I had my last conversation with him in December of 2021, I spilled the beans. I told him my feelings towards Mary. I told him everything. Because I'm never going to see him again. I could literally ruin my reputation in front of him and it wouldn't matter. And then, of course, he returns. I did not expect that. And a lot of people also returned. People who I didn't trust. People who I thought disliked me. Even though I don't know for sure. I just like speculate, you know. They return and they're all emotional mature. They're all graduating. They have jobs. They have driver's license. They're fucking adults. Last time I saw these people, they're teenagers. And they're all same. They all speak the same way, have the same voice, have similar hair. They're just more confident, bigger. And I realized that, ironically, I'm the one who's changed the most. My hairstyle, my voice, my behavior. My friend Nick told me, you walk differently now. Throughout the last 4 years, I've grown up so much, and my personality have changed so much that, ironically, I'm the one who changed the most. I was lamenting over the fact that people are going to change, they're going to grow up, and I'm not even going to recognize these people anymore. And it's pointless for me to chase after validity and chase after self-importance when no one will be there to validate me unless I travel back in time. Ironically, I'm the one who changed the most. And everyone's nice and I had fun and I was smiling. I was confident. I walk with big strides. I speak with a deep voice. People hear me saying things. I have common interests when I talk to people. I was able to socialize. I brought a camera with me and some people were photography people and we talked about cameras. I had a fucking conversation with people. How? Yeah, I don't know. It felt like a fever dream. I wish I could stay longer so that I could hang out with them more and have lunch with them, but unfortunately I didn't because I have a flight to catch. But yeah, this is without a doubt one of the most important days of the last few years. And I don't know if I'll be reuniting with these people again. Again, every time I see them, I'm like, I don't know if there's going to be a next time. But yeah, this is truly something. Maybe this is the conclusion I've been looking for. Maybe this is the closure I've been looking for the entirety of the first 18 years of my life. Just brief, quaint, happiness, confidence. Not that important, but a little bit of something. So, yeah, these are my best days of the year. What are yours? Comments below, let me know. Subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.